Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. A lot of lefties like to say that sex work is work. Well, if that's the case, then why don't they put their past expertise on their resume? Or how about this? Why does someone like Hillary Clinton support it on her Girl Power tour while never allowing her own daughter Chelsea to present herself to the public in that way? Because we all know. And now the Virginia Democrat who made headlines last week for raising money by selling sex acts with her husband online might be about to find out too. Our next guest writes, quote, Susanna Gibson, a candidate for the Virginia State House who solicited money from people online for her to perform sex acts on video with her husband, may have violated Virginia's prostitution law, two attorneys in the state told the Daily Wire, end quote. Joining us now to discuss is the author of that piece, Luke Rosiak, investigative reporter for the Daily Wire. Luke, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me, Kara.
Great. So what exactly are you hearing from these attorneys who you spoke for the article?
Well, the line from Virginia Democrats, strangely enough, was that this shouldn't be a scandal at all. Who cares that a candidate was selling extreme sex acts in exchange for tokens worth 5 cents in order to raise money for her, quote, good cause right after launching a campaign? They say it wasn't illegal, so it doesn't matter. But it's seeming like it probably was illegal. When you look at what the Virginia statute governing prostitution says, it says it's illegal to have sex with someone in exchange for money. It doesn't say that the person paying you has to be the same person you're having sex with. So in this case, people would watch her live in real time online while she is with her husband, and they would pay her tokens to perform certain sexual acts with her husband. And the most depraved and extreme sexual acts would be reserved for the people willing to pay a premium for those. So she's selling sexual acts, having sex with a person in exchange for money. So those lawyers are saying that's prostitution.
And when you also talk about the depravity, also reading in your article, it seemed, I don't know if it was something she was floating as an idea or perhaps commenters were floating as an idea of something to pay her for, but it seems she had wanted at some point to expose herself to unwitting hotel employees, people who wouldn't realize what was going on, and then they would walk in to say, give her a bottle of champagne, and maybe she would be exposing herself. And I guess she thought that would just be so funny to do. But I mean, that sounds like it could be a crime in and of itself. I'm no legal expert, but I mean, is that some of the depravity that you were discussing as well in your article?
Yeah, she did a lot of weird stuff, and that's one of them. It certainly seems like forcing someone to walk in on you performing sex acts when they want no part of it, forcing some low-level wage-earning hotel delivery guy to walk in on this. That certainly doesn't seem right and seems like it could potentially be a crime. And she was saying, you know, if you pay me enough, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to order room service and then say, come in, and he's going to walk in on me in the middle of this. And so, you know, the Democrats are really supporting this woman so far. The top Democrat in the Senate is even fundraising off of it and saying, you know, basically we're gonna make this candidate even more successful. The other side, you know, basically the Democrat candidate, Susanna Gibson, is saying, calling it a leak, but you know, the thing is the media hasn't published any these videos. I didn't even publish a single screenshot of these videos. All we did is inform people of this conduct. And so when they talk about a leak, it seems like they're not actually objecting. No one's spreading pornography out there. We're just informing people of what's going on, and I can imagine that's actually what they object to.
It is, and it's so strange that it's something that they are running off of, because for a long time, us in conservative circles, when we talked about all this craziness going on in our society, oftentimes the idea was if we could just expose how far the left has gone, that people will wake up and they'll see what's going on. They'll be able to say, no, we don't want that. But now, like you're saying, some, you know, big players in Virginia are saying, oh, we know what's going on. And in fact, we're going to fundraise off of it. So that's a much different beast altogether to have to fight. It is interesting. I think you even pointed out in your article, some Virginia Democrats, another tack they're taking is to say somehow this is the doing of Governor Glenn Youngkin, that maybe his team linked something. Is that yet another of these distraction diversion techniques?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty audacious, really, to say that. I mean, there's no evidence that Governor Youngkin had anything to do with this. So yeah, they're being pretty wild in their accusations, and the lawyer for the candidate is kind of threatening media outlets like the Washington Post. And meanwhile, you have some other media outlets kind of running cover for them.